16 minutes after 7 at WJBC. Scattered flurries today, 21 for a high. A little bit of sun, a few clouds, 21 for a high. Right now it is 11. Feels like 1 or 2 degrees. Scott Laughlin, Kevin Bessler, Catherine Murphy from Times Past In, joined by Bill Waller from Habitat for Humanity. Hi, Bill. How are you?
Good morning, Scott.
All right, thanks. Good to hear from you. We also have Vonda Rodgers here, and you guys have connected here recently. And we want to talk about that connection because, well, first let's talk about you, Vonda, and who Vonda Rodgers is. You're the mother of U.S. Army Ranger Josh Rodgers, and we all remember that sad day when we learned of his passing in his third tour in Afghanistan. And talk about your son a little bit.
Absolutely. We grew up here in Bloomington, so Josh and his 2 sisters and 1 brother have gone to North Point, Kingsley, and Normal Community. If you follow Normal Community football, you would have seen Josh. He played all 4 years while he was in high school. That really was his favorite part about high school.
Oh, yeah.
So when we talked about what comes next after high school, we knew it wasn't college. And so we were talking about trade schools, what do you do next? And I think before we knew, Josh had made up his mind to go into the service, and he knew he wanted to be a Ranger. I didn't even know what a Ranger was. So took some homework. It's special operations, a very elite force. And Josh went through basic training right after high school graduation. So in 2013, he went in, did basic training. In 2015, he went through Ranger School. He got his Ranger tab, which is a pretty remarkable experience. And then he was on his 3rd tour in Afghanistan when we got the knock at the door.
Yeah, I can't even begin to imagine what that was like. So, I mean, it was well received here in Bloomington with honor. I mean, Bill, you were part of I was out there too, lying in the streets.
We were, the love from the community just absolutely poured over us, I think, from the minute we got the knock. So they knocked on the door. It was late Wednesday night. Afghanistan is just far enough ahead in hours that it was the 27th in Afghanistan and still the 26th here in the States. So Wednesday night we got that knock on the door, and it's just obviously news a military mom never wants to hear. It's actually anyone that loses a child. It's just out of order, and it doesn't make sense. And we were at a peace that you can't understand, I suppose, because we knew Josh wanted to be there. That was his purpose in life. He was absolutely made to be a warrior. I know he loved what he did. I know that if he had to pass away, he would have wanted to do it on the battlefield. Of course, that's not what we wanted. It wasn't the timing that we wanted. We found out the next day we met Nick Clements. He was first sergeant assigned to us by the local group, military group, and he's in the National Guard full-time, and he was our liaison for the Army. So he, as our casualty assistance officer, walked us through every step. And the Bloomington Police Department, Tim Stanessa is a lieutenant in the Bloomington Police Department. He was there for us. The police department was there for us, but it was the community that was probably so overwhelming. The flags everywhere, the notes, the cards, the food that was dropped off, the prayers that just bathed us, every need answered, and just impressed not only us. The Rangers were overwhelmed while they were here in town. They received multiple blessings from people, and communities outside of Bloomington, the veteran communities and others, saw how Bloomington reacted to Josh's death and saw how Bloomington Normal surrounded us, and everyone was just overwhelmed.
Wow, and your son has been honored time and time again, over and over again over the last couple of years, and now enters Habitat for Humanity and Bill Waller. So you talk about your connection with Vonda and how that came about, Bill.
I was on a job site over on the west side, and I came across Vonda. She was with a military affinity group with State Farm, and I spoke to her briefly, and gave her my condolences and shared that I had been around a little bit when that was all going down, just like you had, Scott. And I went back to my truck and thought about the ways that we could honor their family, and came across my idea was to just build a house in his honor. And got permission from my boss and got permission from the hires up at the International Habitat International, and they shared with me that nothing like that happened before. So we set that about, and I ruminated over it for a day or so. Then I contacted Vonda and say, "What do you think about this?" And that started it. So that's the beginning of Heroes for Habitat. I shared with my friends for quite some time to think about how we can do this and what was going to be the best course of action. We sat in some meetings and discussed it and made some plans. So Heroes for Habitat was born, and it's going to honor more than just the military people in the community. It's going to honor all the heroes of McLean County. So year after year after year, we hope to build this house and have this as a legacy program for people that have made a difference in McLean County. And you can submit nominations. There'll be a point in time where you can submit nominations, and then we'll have a committee that reviews the nominations, much like Red Cross does with their person.
Yep.
Very similar situation, but we're going to build a house in their honor instead, Scott. So it's going to be something that's going to be an ongoing process. But when I came across Vonda, she's the inspiration for this idea. Josh, her son, is the inspiration for this idea. So this is how it got started.
So I imagine you're going to have an effort when it comes to fundraising for this new entity, because you're constantly fundraising for Habitat for Humanity. Are you going to have a separate fundraising for this?
Yeah, I believe that with Vonda and her family and the people that I know and the people in the community that want to give back to this family and say, we appreciate what you've done. We appreciate your sacrifice. Let us help you a little bit. So we're hoping that we raise enough money. Vonda said it time and time again that we hope to raise money for at least 2 houses to pay this forward and build more houses through the sacrifice that Josh has made. And it'll be a great start to this program to say, in 3 years from now, we're still working off the funds that we raised initially. Then the hope is, as we name new heroes, that we'll get a new section, a new sector of the public to say, we want to help fund that house and to help, honor that hero. So that's what we hope to do.
So the houses will be built in honor of these heroes.
That's correct.
But the houses won't necessarily be occupied by heroes.
That's correct. Right. We'd love to put a veteran in this house. Yeah. Don't get us wrong. We love that. But that's not the way low-income housing works, Scott. People in need the house. And Vonda shared that as well many times. Listen, this is about the people in need of housing. It makes a huge difference in their life. And we have NFL players that are from Bloomington initially that lived in a Habitat house. We have doctors and lawyers, and we have people that are educated to college level that would not have happened otherwise, but because they lived in a Habitat house, because it's safe, decent, affordable housing. Yeah. So that's what we do.
All right, we're talking with Bill Waller from Habitat for Humanity, along with Vonda Rodgers, who lost her son Josh back in 2017 in Afghanistan. If people want to help in any way, whether it's Habitat, Heroes for Habitat, or any other way, how can they do that?
Well, we'll have a portal at the website soon, habitatmclean.org. There's opportunity to donate there now, and you can specify the donation toward this house. If you just click on donate. Additionally, there's a Facebook page, and if you click on donate, it will take and move you over to the Habitat website, and you can donate there. So there is available portals to donate at this point in time. We have great hopes for this. I think it's going to be fabulous. Additionally, if you can't do it financially, we're going to need help building this house, too. I can't build it by myself. Vonda and I can't build it by ourselves. We can really try, though.
I'm amazed that you contacted the national organization, and we haven't done anything like this. Well, I wonder if this is going to take off across the country.
Well, I hope it does.
Here.
I hope it does. I truly do.
All right. Good job, Bill Waller.
Thank you.
Vonda, thank you very much for showing up. My condolences and your sacrifice as well, as along with your family. We certainly Appreciate that.
Thank
All
you.
right? And best of luck to you. Bill Waller, Vonda, good seeing you. 726 at WJBC, 6 at WJBC, 6 at WJBC.